The specific tactics are really born out of the experiences that we create. So each game is a little bit different. I think one of the things that sort of feathers through all the experiences is user-generated content. We look at what people are doing, what they're enjoying inside of the experience, and we try to amplify that by bringing those features and extending them to the web, to BNet as a platform. So I think Bungie.net has been there for all of our games, whether it was Anvil or Forge, Save Films. We look at ways to extend that experience and make it more relevant. Right now we have 2 people directly dedicated to the community team. All of our marketing org is constantly thinking about community as well, and we have an online team specifically dedicated for Bungie.net and mobile experiences. So all up, we're talking about 15 people that are thinking about community on a daily basis. So what I can tell you about the early days is that I was actually part of the community. And I think that's one really cool thing about Bungie is we're not only thinking about advocacy in terms of how we can generate that amongst fans, but we're community advocates ourselves. So I was out there mixing up in forums. I was an evangelist for Bungie in a variety of places, from HBO to NeoGAF to Bungie.net. And that's where I've got our current community manager, David Daig. He was doing his own blog stuff and having fun and sharing content. Guys like Tyson Green came from the community from Myth way back, David Canlin. We have this whole wealth of talent that we've pulled directly from the community. So it's this weird sort of mix of sharing the experience with our fans, finding talented, passionate people that want to work with us, and all of that heritage sort of just drives itself. Like over time, we find that it just sort of happens naturally and authentically. Like it's not something we have to force ourselves to do. And that's not to say we don't think about it. You know, we don't build goals and strategies and tactics around it and think long term. But it's certainly something we enjoy. We think it's fun, and we think is part of the experience we're not ever going to give up. Yeah, there are tons of ways we can highlight individual people in our community and sort of validate what they're doing or help them share the content they're creating. And that's from putting their content on BNet, highlighting or flagging a YouTube video, retweeting them on Twitter. Sometimes we hire them. And there's just a myriad of ways. And I think it really comes down to what are they making, who are they sharing it with, and do they need our help, or is it something we just want to compel other people to do? Yeah, so we constantly monitor chatter on BNet. We go out and engage on a more anecdotal level. We see what people are saying, like directly across the board. So we don't just hover on Bungie.net and see what the people who love us are saying about us. We go out to Reddit, we go out to Twitter. We sort of monitor all of those channels and see what existing sentiment is. So you can get a lot of trends, you can get a lot of data from that. Also, there's just this sort of, I talk about it a lot, but there's this sort of like genetic driver at Bungie just to sort of carve our own path and do our own thing. And I think that we sort of, a lot of times when it comes to community, trust our own gut. Like if we're building experiences that we enjoy and we love, that it's just going to resonate with people just like us, right? I think games in particular generate these really ravenous fan communities and these people who are really connected because by their nature they are connected. When you go online, you're meeting other people constantly, you're engaging with them, and we truly believe that every experience you can have online is made better when you're having it with your friends. And so I think those social bonds are more meaningful than any content you can make in a game. The sort of stories you tell one another about what you did that night, or the sort of conversations you've had in the lobby sometimes are very potent. We have people that get married in the game, or married with characters from the game, or themed weddings. I think those are really potent examples of people either falling in love with the universe or meeting and engaging with people online. Like with a movie, you're sitting in the dark, you're not talking with people until after the experience. And so I think that really is sort of the difference between audience and community, that sense of heritage and ownership and socialization that can occur.